Hi, my name is Eric Tinkler, and you're watching the Total 90. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bar.
Cheers, Eric.
Cheers.
Go.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Total 90 podcast. The boys are back, the same old cast. Got Alex and Ash. And we're here to debrief the United Spurs game and the Liverpool Brighton game. So yeah, United supporters, talk to me. 7 defensive players. And still pulling out the victory. Love to see it.
Look, I didn't watch the game yesterday. I watched the review this morning, and Spurs, they weren't bad, no, but like they were good in parts. But we also have to give United credit and Ole credit. I mean, it worked. The team played fairly well. There was good structure, but it was a very poor Spurs team. I think two of the goals were like counters. One nice pass from Bruno to Ronaldo for that like tight angle finish, which is very, very nice. Yeah, but I don't think it was like, I don't think we can say, look, okay, now things are sorted out. Obviously, I still have my doubts. I think the test will be in the next few weeks, not even the Man City game. I think after that, I think would be the real test. I think the Man City game is just probably going to be an L. But yeah, we were right, man. We weren't amazing, but we'll see how it goes.
Did you maybe get some eyes on the Man City game versus Palace? I know we're not really going to talk much about that, but
Yeah, I saw some highlights. It was on the same time as the Liverpool game.
Palace had them for about 44 minutes, and then Laporte red card on the halftime whistle. And you'd think that Pep would be able to install a system where they still come away with a dub, or at least a point, being 10 men down. But yeah, I'm not, based on that, I'm not too worried about City.
Can I just off topic here? Nah? Sorry. Remember when people were saying Ole should have won that game against Young Boys 10 men? No? Remember that? But you see how difficult it is now. Big Pep, big City to win against 11 men.
Like,
it's very difficult.
I fully understand that. And
they were pointing fingers at Ole all the time. Where I didn't feel like it was fair because Wan-Bissaka did something stupid, and then because of that, we genuinely lost the game because of that. I don't even count Lingard's mistake. I mean, that's just a mistake. But Wan-Bissaka's red card played a big part. I mean, and they were there for a reason. Young Boys were there for a reason. They've obviously done well.
You say you don't count Lingard's mistake. That literally was the difference between a point and no points. It was the final kick of the game.
But I mean,
I understand. But let's not go too far off here. You say Spurs weren't too bad. I think they were absolutely horsecack. They were fucking putrid. Not a single shot on. Not one. In 90 minutes, with the likes of a supposed world-class Son and Harry Kane, just dog shit. Fans were booing when Nuno made that change, Mora for Bergwijn. I honestly thought when I saw Bergwijn coming on, I'm like, okay, they're probably going to drop Lo Celso and have Mora either push out wide and Stevie in the pocket or whatever to give Kane more options or service, as they say, up front. But then they pulled Mora, bro. Like, you're pulling a guy he's so dangerous on the attack. And that's something Spurs lacked throughout the 90 minutes, like attacking options.
Yeah, but when I say they weren't bad, I mean that they played like football. Like they had a lot of the ball. They had like 60% of the ball I think at one stage, I did see that, like 6% of the ball. And they were stringing nice passes together. They were knocking, but they just couldn't penetrate. And that's been a common theme for them. I don't think they were terrible, but I do feel in parts they were okay. They weren't bad. They were playing decent footy. But it just
sounds like Spurs in a nutshell for me.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It does sound like it in a nutshell. That's been the story of the season. They haven't been able to penetrate.
I've got a quick question. Do you think that this win against Spurs kind of starts to paper over cracks for Ollie? And as a United fan, was that not always a fear going into this period where they said they're gonna give him this 3 games? Was that not a fear that Ole wins the Tottenham game and it buys him now another 3 games?
Yeah, no, I think you are right. That's what it is for me. Most fans, well, not most fans, most of Twitter, and Twitter is so toxic, as you know. They didn't want him to win. They didn't want United to win, their own team to win, which is silly.
Just so that Oli could get sacked. Yeah,
just so he can get sacked. I'm happy that we won. I'm happy that he won. Hopefully we can improve. Who knows? Hopefully we can improve. I don't see it, but it does paper over the cracks. We still have a long way to go. Long way.
Yesterday was also the Ollie's second time playing with a back 5. On the way home from Fives this morning, Pash said to me, and he mentioned it in the start there as well, 7 defensive players. I kept quite an eye on Fred, and the man probably played in a defensive role for maybe 20 minutes. That man was all up in the mix of Spurs. When I was watching, I was like, why is he pushing up so hard? And it actually worked. It put pressure on. Yeah, okay, you got a stupid yellow. And that hard work that he did really did pay off. And McTominay was an absolute beast, just cleaning up the mess that Spurs tried to throw on us. And again, left them exposed.
Another point, Wan-Bissaka having a decent-ish game.
Gotta come with that. This man was incredible yesterday. He was superb.
Incredible. That's a big word.
Saka's man sticks so much, bro. Really. Just.
Oh yeah.
No, so he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. I have chips in my fucking chin. He wasn't bad. But it was incredible, dog. Like, no.
That was one of his best games for me. Like, that was one of his. I'm not saying Alex.
That bar is low for you then, bruh. No ways, bruh.
For him, that was one of his best games.
For him, yeah. For his standards.
By his standards, yeah. And he did the job. Is there a better right back at the club? Not for me.
I think playing that system, I think the low will actually work better in that system with the 3 centre backs and Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. I mean, Shaw and the low playing. Actually, Telles and the low will be better if you're going to play 2 up front, Cavani and Ronaldo, because they are just crossing, inshallah, immersions. So
I fully agree.
Let the boys whip the ball in. If you have 5 sitting in the middle anyway, Champions League for round, putting in a top performance as well.
Yeah.
Miles better than Maguire. Give that man the armband right now.
I'm starting to think that Oli, it's probably clear as day that Maguire is for some reason undroppable, unless of course he's injured.
It's weird. I agree with you. It is weird. It's like you can't put in stinker after sinker and still start, even if you're club captain. I mean, come on, man.
There was chat on other podcasts about him pulling the likes of Sancho, not starting Greenwood yesterday, who have had not exactly their best, haven't been on their best run. Sancho has not showed up at United just yet, but they've been pulled. Harry Maguire, oh my lord!
Yeah, but they have to be pulled.
If the Leicester game,
they have to be pulled. They have
100%.
to.
But for some reason, Harry Maguire has got token immunity. He's undroppable. He can drop the stinkiest of stinkers.
But this has
And
been
the
a
man
chat
will still
that's
be fit.
it's dead because we've known this for a very long time. And you make him club captain. What's gonna happen? You're gonna drop him? No, you're gonna stick by him. He's the first name on the team sheet, whether we like it or not.
That's again for me. It
Also,
falls on his management. It falls on all his management. He's
No,
not got
100%.
the. He hasn't got the ears. If Arteta can pull the captaincy from Xhaka and give it to Oba, he's the boss. He needs to really act like it. In my mind. But the way, very
just to
happy, very
interject
very
there
happy with
quickly on that Maguire undroppable chat. I also don't think it's as easy as just dropping Maguire, because what other options are there? It's not like you're dropping Maguire and you have a better option available. It's like, is Lindelof going to do a better job next to Varane? Is Bailey going to do a better job next to Varane?
I think you will. I think Bayer is very good.
Yeah.
I
think he's
mean,
very good.
yeah, but is he even going to give
Personally,
you
I
90
feel that
minutes
Bayer
of
is a better
football?
defender than Maguire. That's just my personal opinion.
So what did you say? I didn't hear you.
I think Bayer is a better defender than Maguire. All around.
Yeah, I do.
I think you could put a literal wheelie bin next to Varane, and will do a better job than Maguire. I don't understand how Maguire does so well for England, but then he just drops shocker after shocker for United. It's weird.
He's babysat, man. He's babysat by the likes of Stones, Walker, Trippier. He's babysat by other players that carry the weight, and he's just dog shit, to be honest.
Nah, as much as you can get babysat in a game, there's no ways that you can be so bad for one team and then look like a capable football for your national team. It's flabbergasting.
Let's talk about that Liverpool 2-2 Brighton. What's your thoughts
what
on
they
that?
say about the 2-0 lead?
So the boys started off hot. Taking a 2-goal lead. Mane's handball goal disallowed. Bobby missing a sitter. I think Salah got a goal disallowed as well, offside. And then in the second half, Mwepu scored a cracker end of the first half. And then the second half, I don't think there's another way to describe it, but we just looked tired. Like,
is it?
Like the legs weren't there. They were playing passes in behind. Like some of the defensive positioning, like from Van Dijk even, was just like, it just looked shoddy. And I don't know if it was that early injury to Keita that threw off the balance, and then we put Ox on, who doesn't really play the normal role of our midfield three. And then we had Curtis Jones playing as well. So it was kind of just Hendo playing that role in that midfield. So I'm not sure if that was what caused our defensive shape to kind of be all over the place in some sections of the game. But if you look at it, that second half was just poor. Brighton were cutting in and getting behind way too easily. They could have easily won that game 4-2, 5-2 even. Trossard had a couple of good chances. Alisson made a couple of decent saves. But I feel like that was basically a loss in my eyes, because dropping 2 points to this Chelsea team is absolutely crazy. Now we're only 5 points in front of United and Arsenal. Arsenal somehow have the same points as United. Arteta turning the corner. But yeah, like it doesn't even help that City lost yesterday, because that 2 points is going to be vital if the AFCON does go ahead and we lose Mane and Salah in January.
Is there an if now?
Yeah,
apparently there's some controversy.
Yeah.
So I hope it doesn't go on for the sake of my club. But yeah, it's worrying, because it's like our first draw this season. And what's that? 8 points dropped. It's like, yeah, we haven't lost the game, but those 8 points really feels like 3 losses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I think
like
we could maybe do you a favor next week and get City to drop more points.
I mean,
big
to
maybe.
be honest, City, as good as they are, City have shown that they are beatable this season. It's not going to be easy, but they do look beatable. This Chelsea team, Tuchel, I don't know what he's doing behind the scenes, but he's got them running like a well-oiled machine. And their right back and their left back are just banging in goals. The defenders are scoring for fun.
I can't believe they
Chalupa,
didn't give James the penalty for his hat-trick, bro.
Who?
I would have been so...
Jorginho wants a Ballon d'Or, man, bro. Why is he going to give him a penalty,
Oh,
bro?
please, bro.
That man is a stat
Who
pad.
scored? Who missed the penalty for his hat-trick? What? What is it?
Nah, James scored a brace. He scored a brace. And
This
then they
James?
got the penalty. Yeah.
Oh, nice shot.
Away. And then they got a penalty and everyone thought the comms were going about Reece James on a hat-trick and then Jorginho. Obvious. Yeah. But I mean, he's a man hat-trick and how you
Never. You think Ronaldo would have given that penalty off? Never. Think Bruno would have given that penalty off? Never. Salah?
Yeah.
Never. I'm telling you now. You gotta get your stats up, my boy.
Facts.
But if you look at the you know, like you say, what Tuchel, is it Tuchel or Tuchel? I don't know. TT.
I don't know him
What
personally.
he's doing now, and if you can keep this up, you know, till maybe after Christmas, I think you can have the league bagged sooner rather than later. And just from a tactical standpoint, that man is
It's difficult to
he's
say.
another class.
Well, it's crazy
That's
because
just a take from me.
it's a lukewarm take. I wouldn't say it's hot, but it's lukewarm. But now it's only 10 games into the season, and I feel like we must all. But they do look like front runners. But I mean, it takes 3 games now, and the whole league can look very different. I mean, I think if West Ham win their game, well, today while we're recording this, I think they go 3 points clear of you guys. They'll be on 20. Same as
They'll
City.
be level. They'll stay fourth. City, unless they score 9 goals, and then they'll go ahead of City.
Yeah, but I mean, like, look at that. And then Liverpool are only on 22, Chelsea on 25. And so, I mean, like, 3 games, a draw, a loss to somebody, 2 wins. I mean, it's crazy.
It's still
and
very
if you
early
think about it,
days. It's still very early
yeah,
days.
it's like,
But Paz,
if you
I
think
got a
about
question for you. Before we wrap up. 3 of the best defenders in the world, and you managed to let a 2-0 lead slip against the likes of Brighton, bro. Relegation threatened season in, season out, Brighton.
if I can remember correctly,
How
Brighton have been in the
exposed?
top 4 all season. I think they got some big wins.
They're seventh.
How many points they're on?
16.
Okay. How many points is the great Manchester United on? Oh, that's a 1 point difference.
Why are you making about United? I'm asking you about 3.
Because I'm trying to answer your question, because I remember Liverpool putting 5 past United, and that just shows the class of Brighton. I mean, for them to even get into our half and take those two opportunities that they did just shows that United.
So you're making it about Brighton now. You're making it about Brighton.
You asked me a question. I'm giving you an answer. So let me answer.
You're giving me a cack answer. You actually not answering my question. You're not answering my question. My question was 3 of the best. Sorry, it's more of a comment. 3 of the
Who's
best.
Who's 3 of the best defenders? Van Dijk, Robertson. Who's the 3rd?
Let me think. Simikas. No. Nico Williams. No. What's the other guy?
To be honest, I don't think Robertson. I mean, Trent is a great defender. I think he's the best right back in the world, but he's a piss poor defender.
Are you saying that Robertson's one of the best defenders in the world?
He is. Who's a better left back?
No, he's a great left back, but you said one of the best defenders in the world.
They've got 3. Liverpool have 3 of the best defenders in the world.
That's what I'm also trying to get. This man is.
I agree that one of them.
Robertson for me is the best left back in the world, bro.
I have to agree. Who's better than him? Left
No,
back.
I'm not saying.
Right now.
I mean, as a defender, you're saying.
Yeah, I rate him.
Definitely. But yeah, I don't think Pass is able to answer my question here, right? Against the likes of
I answered
I
when
don't care where they are in the table after 10 games. That's
I
meaningless.
answered.
We know that they're going to be fighting relegation come Christmas, but
we were poor, bruh. We were poor. Defensively, like I said, when you asked me about the 2-2 result, we were poor defensively. There were so many times where our centre backs were too high up and exposing spaces in behind, and it's like Brighton were waiting for that. And if you watch the highlights or if you watch the game, you can see the passes that they were making in behind. They would go down Trent's side, play the ball back in. One of our defenders would step up and they'll play the ball through that space. That's what they were doing. Simple.
But
You can
I'll tell you what.
I know your
you can
comment
be the
was
best
like
defender in the
tongue in
world.
cheek, but that's true. When you come from a holiday, like Liverpool did against United, and they weren't tested, it was poor. Brighton are a well-coached team.
Graham Potter, I rate him highly.
And the first real chance fell to Brighton. The first chance, and Alisson pulled up a very good save.
Trossard, no.
Second chance also there was Basuma. Alisson pulled up a great save again. And I thought the game was done. That's why I went to go sleep, bro. It was 2-0. I was like, yo, Liverpool's knocking. And then I saw 2-2. Oh. But nah, man, Brighton are very, very well coached. And Pass, you are right. We were nowhere with that 5-0. We didn't penetrate. We didn't try to. We can't penetrate because we're not as well coached as a Graham Potter team.
See, you know what? Brighton are literally a team that Liverpool will always struggle against. A Brighton, a Leeds, Brentford, teams that will take the game to Liverpool. See, normal teams set up the low block against us to negate our strengths.
Yeah.
Brighton don't care. That's why City slut them, because they don't set up defensively. They set up to play their style of football. And Liverpool suffer against teams that come at them. That's not an excuse. I'm stating
because those results come the end of the season. Those results can be the difference of finishing first or second.
That's I literally said that.
That's an excuse.
I'm not making an excuse. Put my hands up and say we were piss poor. That should have been an easy win. We should have wrapped that game up. We let it go. 4 draws. It's 8 points drop. And like I said, it feels like 3 losses now. It's hollow that we are undefeated. Yeah, we're undefeated. Chelsea have lost the game, but now they're 3 points clear of us. So it's been a Liverpool thing for years and years and years. It's like the people should have gone to art school, man, bro. All this nice do is draw. Right? And it's silly. it's silly points, man, bro. It's like, like a game like that honestly feels, I think it's Callum that said a draw feels like a loss. And
those are losses, yeah.
Like, losses. You know, sometimes after a draw you feel like, that was 1 point gained rather than 2 points lost. But yesterday felt like I would have rather lost that game because we had it wrapped up, 2-0 up, cruising, and then I don't know, it felt like everybody just got off a long haul flight and the jet lag kicked in. They looked tired, the man looked lazy. Man looked like they were playing fives in the heat with us today, man. No one's running, everybody's walking around. And I mean, it's also difficult to be hard on my team because of the performances they've been putting in this season. But results like this have been coming. It's like we were lucky to scrape past Atletico. That Brentford game at the beginning of the season firstly had me worried. Luckily we bounced back from that 3-3. 3-3. We're vulnerable when teams come at us, which is crazy. It's like also Fabinho being missing is it just shows
I
how
was about to
important
say
he is.
Fabinho's the answer. Fabinho's the answer to that, in my opinion.
And that's what is making me worried. Goes back to that squad depth chat we had the other day. Is can you see what I mean about squad depth? Is that if you can't replace like for like, it throws the whole system off. And so that's where I'm worried is like, yeah, it's fine. Ox and Curtis are capable ballers, but not in the system. So, I mean, if I'm whoever we're playing next, if I'm the manager, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, yeah, if I'm Simeone, I'm thinking Anfield is probably a good place to go at this moment, but I think we get fair back for that Atletico game. So that will be a welcome return because he's missed the Atletico game, he missed the United game, missed the Brighton game, and scraped through that Atletico game, cruised past you guys, and then suffered again. So
does Matip start there? Does Matip start there, considering that the group is pretty much wrapped up? You guys need 1 point to qualify.
I'm not sure. I've honestly been surprised at Konate's recent run of games because it feels like it came out of nowhere. It's not like Klopp gave him some minutes in other games. It's like he just got. But I rate him. He's good, but also I don't understand Matip being dropped because for me, I think Matip was probably our standout defender this season, putting in arguably much better performances than Virgil even. So,
no doubt.
So,
Maybe a bit rotation to see how Konate can maybe improve or
Konate wasn't really
solidify the system.
No?
Not really, no.
Quite easy for him, but he's good. He's better than that other fraud. Upamecano.
So I really thought he was. I thought he was going to be the truth.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
he's just clumsy, man. He's very out of his game. But anyway,
Alex, you reckon we get the dub against Atalanta?
Playing there, right?
Yeah, in Italy. We usually do well in Italy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm gonna say that we will win because of this 3-0 now. If you play the same system, I feel like it's the players are up for it. You can see they're up for it. So
just worried about Cavani being didn't exactly. I think he went off injured yesterday. The way him and Ronaldo and Bruno, huh?
I thought it was just like old. I thought it was just getting a rest.
Well, I mean, he is. I mean, he was holding like under his left.
I got one quick question for you guys. Seeing that you are United fans, before we wrap up, do you think Ole persist with this system? And the follow-up question to that is, what does that do to all of your attacking players now? Because he's gonna play 2 up top and 1 in the middle. So what happens to Sancho, Greenwood, Pogba, even in the middle there? Do you think it's gonna kill morale in the group, or what?
It's a good question. I've always wanted a 4-4-2 diamond. I wanted a diamond because we have the likes of Cavani and Ronaldo to cater for. We can't have them and not play them. Both of their movements world class, especially Cavani, and his work rate is exceptional. So to answer your question, I feel like he probably is going to persist with this formation by the looks of it. I don't see why I would change it after this because it really puts our best foot forward, in my honest opinion. When Pogba comes back, I think he'll definitely start. I'm not sure. I think I would rather have McTominay over Fred. But yeah, I think you're right in saying like the morale is going to be different because you've purchased these players with a certain system in mind and we're not using them. I mean, I feel for Greenwood, even though I'd like to see him down the middle. He was doing well in that system and scoring goals and he was effective. But who knows, maybe he will come from the bench, play up front, which should be very good for him. and then next year he'll get a start for us. But I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that it's going to sit well with a lot of the players. Even Rashford being on the bench is weird for me. It's so weird.
That's what I'm saying. Is like they brought in all of these attacking players. They retained Lingard. The system favors a more top-heavy formation, and now to suddenly switch to a what is it, a 3-5-2?
Look, he was forced into a change. He was forced into a change.
No, I agree with that, but I mean,
lying on a double pivot was getting him fucked.
I feel like it's trying to paper over a big crack.
You're not wrong.
And the thing is, I worry because now you won the game. Obviously, you'd want to. Well, I hope you persist with this formation for your sake, because it seems to be the safest bet for you guys to get a string of results. But then I feel like what is good. I think so. A 4-3-3. I've seen a lot of United fans on Twitter call for a 4-3-3. But then he has to let go of McFred. And I just don't see him doing that.
He's incapable of doing that.
I feel like Scott McTominay, Fred, and Maguire have something on that man, bro. They're blackmailing him. They're pulling a big body Benz on that man. Going France football on that man. Because I just don't understand. But yeah, that was my question. Any final words? Any final questions you boys want to ask?
No, I'm good. I think we can wrap it up there, Alex.
Yeah, no, I think that was good.